Welcome back to Courtside Comparisons, presented by NerdWallet, here with Buddy Hield. How did you get onto the radar then? What was the process like going from playing on your street and being, it sounds like sort of like the mayor of that operation, to saying, okay, now I'm going to take this really seriously and I am going to get out and I am going to go to Oklahoma and make it to the NBA. Like, at what age did you make that mental shift of like, okay, this is going to be my life?
I used to run track at first. And I used to love it. Basketball was the thing I just like.
It was a hobby.
It was something I do for fun, and I was had a knack for it. I wouldn't say I was good. I just had a good knack for it. I was better than everybody else, but I just had a good knack for it. Track was my sport. Like I was like 5'3", 5'5", and when I got like 16, 17, I had a growth spurt. I was always short. I was never like tall. But everybody's always like ahead of me, but I can always shoot the ball really well. So I always believed I was going to the NBA. After like somebody told me, I won't call his name. He told me that I would say you're stupid. He called me. He said you're dumb for like not using track as my platform to go to America, because that's the goal. Like you run track in the United States. I mean, you run track in the Bahamas because track is like a Caribbean thing. You see Usain Bolt in Jamaica. You see Shawnee Miller. You see all those guys. Like we are known for the quarter mile, like the 400 meters run. It's like 200 meters, and like. That was our thing. Like anybody in Caribbean, like if you want to go to America to school, like you have to get through the track. And they was like, you're so dumb. Like I was talented. You're so stupid. And like me, and I said,
because there was a blueprint there, though. To be fair, like that's what they knew was track.
But I go back to me. I'm stubborn. You tell me I can't do this. All right, I'm gonna play basketball. I'm gonna prove you wrong. And like, what's the odds? Nobody never makes it. It's the truth. Nobody never makes it. I was like, well, why it can't be me? So that was like the motivation to like prove like, yo, I can do this. So. Me and my friend Garth Brown, he was really good, by the way. I think he should be in the NBA too, but I think that I made it out, but he's one of the guys I think that should be. He's really that good. But right next door to me, he was really good. He was so talented, so gifted, and we always said like we can make an NBA out of high school, because that's when the rules of the NBA out of high school. We always had that mindset that we can make it out of the NBA out of high school because we're that good. And then after that,
and to be fair, compared to everybody else in the Bahamas, you were that good.
Yeah, we were that good.
For sure.
We were running it. Like it was always him or me. Like that's how it is. Like he went to Tabernacle, I went to Jack Hewitt, and it was like, we win the first tournament was the big tournament, and I used to win the last tournament was the biggest tournament. So like, it was always that, and like every time he beat me, they always used to like, I told you you're not better than him. So there's always, but it was fun competition. You know, we still brothers, we still like friends, like we still talk to each other. We still talk about like all the stuff every time we go back home, it's always a big argument when who had the best team or whatever. But no, but that was fun growing up. So like, I just had to prove, I had to prove them wrong that it can be done. And then when I made it happen to go to school, and a lot of people thought me, oh, you when I started a growth spurt, it's like, oh, like, you're going to the wrong school, you should go to this school. And I was like, no, like my mom sent me to a Christian school for a reason. So because of her background, she's very strong Christian background, and everything just played out. And after that, when I got there, it was like a lot of doubt in my mind. Is this the right decision I made? And like when you go to like make decisions like that, you come from like Bahamas when you're 17, to go to the middle of Kansas, Wichita, middle of America, there's nothing. But then you just like, yo, this is my opportunity, I gotta take advantage of it. And you gotta like grind, and you gotta like work, and like you gotta like just sacrifice so much. Whereas family, my mom never really sent me no money. If she sent me money, it was like $50, and that lasted like 2 months. I was eating ramen noodles every day, and I still love ramen noodles up to this day.
They're delicious, objectively.
Yeah, but like it was like money sufficient, and like my mom had to take care of 7 kids. She had, like, it was like a lot. She had to take care of rent. So like I know, like I said, Mommy, yeah, I got this. I'm gonna sacrifice. School was feeding us regardless, but like everybody had stuff. Like those stuff didn't really matter to me at the time, because I know that what was the biggest picture. And I just like worked my butt off. And like there's some times where like coaches come to the gym and like they didn't give me no looks. They was like, why you want to recruit this guy? Like I'm way better than him. And I was never jealous of nobody, because I never could be jealous. My mom never put me up. I was like, but I always wanted like, what you see in this person that you didn't see in me, you know? But that gave me motivation to keep working hard. Yeah. So when those coaches come, they say, okay, I got to get offered a scholarship. So I went to 11th grade, and I had 1 year AAU, and I played with a guy named Perry Ellis. what's the smartest thing I ever did? Because Perry Ellis, he's a 5-star recruiter, Wichita, Kansas. Steve Young was the coach. Great, great, great guy. Funny. I think that the team we had was a crazy team because Perry was the nicest one. You have me, crazy guy from the Bahamas, and you got 2 guys from Oklahoma, 2 twins that are crazy. I think it's Gubba and Squeaky.
Okay.
By their names, you tell they're crazy. And you had Jalen. That was good. And we had one more crazy dude. I think I can't remember. Like, where we just every time there's a hard foul, like Squeaky and Bubba are always trying to fight. And I was like, well, what did I get myself into? But it was good for me because playing on that level with Perry Ellis, I got some exposure. And like when coaches come to watch him, they got to see me because I was in Wichita, Kansas. And after that summer, I just blew up. And after that, I would be able to make a name of myself. And like that was my shot, and that was my only shot. And I had to take advantage of that. And like when I did that, I think like that opened doors not for me, for like a lot of Bohemian kids that came to Sunrise and got recruited. Because then after we had like a pipeline for like 3-4 years or 5 years where we like was like Sunrise was like running America like to high school, like Sunrise Christian Academy, where we like guys from the Bahamas was going D1, high major D1s, and like that was like the groundbreaking of like Bohemian athletes getting, and then even Coach Kyle getting recognition from his school, and Dr. Lindstedt, and that they're the owners of the school that helped me get to that point. So I feel like that opened so much doors for us, and I went to Oklahoma. It was an easy decision for me.
So from Sunrise then to Oklahoma, and when you were at Oklahoma, I know you came on the scene, got a scholarship, but you really came on the national scene at Oklahoma. Like I remember the first time I heard about you was during March Madness, right? You became such a star at Oklahoma.
Right.
What was that like the first time that you felt fame as a result of all that hard work that started when you were a kid?
You know, I had 3 okay years. I think my third year, my first 2 years I was playing under some seniors. Going to Oklahoma, starting Oklahoma was not my best visit was not my best visit. You know, everybody talk about their visits. Like Colorado was for sure my best visit, for sure. But something that my head keep hurting out there. I don't know why. My head just
the
hurting.
altitude probably.
So
you had never
I just learned
that.
I just learned that as I get older. I was like, because if I didn't know that, like I would probably choose Colorado because Alex.
You just would drink more water and get used to it.
When they gave me, they did everything for me to go to that school.
That's so interesting.
They like when I was like when I said somebody over recruit you, like, and I was like, man, like never had this type of treatment. Like I was like, yo, why are they doing all this stuff? Like I had like the right. I was like, man, like that's what we do. We take care of our recruits. Like like that's what we do. And like I went to the cafeteria and I said, man, all the food. I was like, no way, this for me. Like
so did you just choose Oklahoma because you didn't have a headache when you went there?
One of the guys. So we fast forward. I used to go to Showcase in the summer. I mean, like in the spring around this time. Really around this time to go to where coaches come down to watch us in the Bahamas, like JUCOs and like prep school coaches or whatever, D2 school. And this guy named Chris Crutchfield, he saw me there one time. Fast forward, he's a Tulsa. He moved to Tulsa. He came to my game and he's like, man, like this is the kid from the Bahamas. And he's like, yeah, dusty hair kid. And I was like, yeah, it's me. He's like, man, like. He's really good. They like him, but like, he didn't really offer. And after that, I think that he's like, when coaches find a player, they don't really like to like tell everybody about the player they find. It's like they're like we can like keep a low key.
They're gatekeeping you.
Gatekeeping. So then after he got Tulsa, then after that he got a job to Oklahoma, and he's like, he tell Coach Lauren Rosen, he's like, yo, I know a kid from the Bahamas. He's really good. Like, we can get him. Like he didn't say we can get him because Crutch didn't know what I was doing, but Crutch was recruiting me in the right way, like where like I knew him from the Bahamas. And when you know somebody from Bahamas, like, oh, like, you Oklahoma now, and like, I'm not no dummy. I don't go no Tulsa, no like no JUCO. Like I was not trying to go no JUCO, and then like I'm trying to go to D1. I'm trying to go to like high major where, like my mom and everybody from Bahamas see me on TV. I do not want to go to a school where I'm like playing on the internet and like I already know. Like I watch Duke, I watch Florida, I watch Michigan, I watch all those big time basketball on CBS. Like I want to play big time basketball. I do not want to play no little time basketball. I have my mind made up. And when I seen you got the job at Oklahoma, and I was like, yo, like Pac-12 is too far. Like the time difference is too. I did all on my map, and I said Kansas, it can work. Kansas recruit me, but Phil Self told me straight up, we give you a scholarship, and like if you accept it, we'll take you. Well, I'm not sure where you're gonna play. I was like, Bill, I love you, But I'm not. I was like, and the point is, I can beat all those guards, but like, I'm not going.
So Oklahoma's same time zone as Kansas.
Yes.
Same time zone as the Bahamas, or almost?
No, 1 hour back.
Okay,
But
so everybody can watch you.
everybody can watch me. When I was like, Big 12, like they also on ESPN. Like I know my stuff, and I was like, man, I can turn this thing around. Like Lauren Cougars get a job like year before that. I said, man, I can turn this thing around. Like we forgot, and I was like, the guards who they recruited me, who was recruiting, I was like, man, I was ranked high in all of them. So like when them seniors go, like I had a chance. But it was never as how you wanted to play out. I had like my first year was first 8 games was bad, earned a starting job. I was like, man, like. Because I think my handler, you know, everybody have the handler. It's like, man, like, why are my guys not playing? Like, we gonna transfer next year before like go transfer portal or whatever. And he's like, I had a meeting with coach. I said, man, coach, what I got to do to get on the court, dog? And he's like, I need to play hard. And like, he's like, I was like, well, I'm scoring more points than the 2 freshmen you have starting, and I'm playing less minutes. I was like, well, let me know. Like, I feel like I'm international. You know, like you always play that. Like, what's going on? Like. So I talked to him, he let me know, and after that, we figured out, I hurt my foot that year. I came back in 3 weeks, finished the season out, made the NCAA tournament. Second year was okay. I was thinking NBA. It was just like, yo, how I can get NBA, working the draft board. In front of me, going in front, I was like, what? You like him more than me? And I was like, what I got to do? I was like, in no respect to those guys, like I was like, third year, Big 12 other year. So I was like, man, I got to be in the draft board. You know, like, if you really into the NBA, you always, every player, they look at the draft board.
For sure.
They always, like, look at the draft board. I was like, him over, no way. But, like, motivation to keep working. I was like, it's a time in the junior year when they see me, I was like 20-something, 21. I said, oh, I cracked the case. I crack it. Happy. So after we made this, like, Sweet 16 my junior year. And I was like, man, like, should I go to the NBA? Now you like real life starts sinking in. Like,
yeah,
should I go to the NBA or should I see my dreams? And I was like, so like we had like a big conversation, me and Coach Crutch with my handler, and like Coach Cougar never like I don't think he ever been in a situation like this in a long time, because dealing with a player like me and Marby, like Mitch Richmond, he coached back in the day, but like I don't know what up. I think Joel Anthony from like I think him, but like he was not like somebody in the first.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, like, what I want to do? So like, this is when life started getting scary. He's like, man, I don't want to make the wrong decision. And I've always made the right decision for myself, always. And I was like, man, what I'm going to do to make my right decision? So after that, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, the first time I was like, I was paranoid and like had a lot of anxiety, because like, then I started thinking about like the relationship I had at Oklahoma, my friends, the coaches, and like, and after the coaches, I feel like they stopped playing mind game, and you come back next year, like you be a lottery pick, you know, like.
And you know that it behooves them to tell you to come back,
yes.
right? So ultimately, how did you make the choice for yourself?
I just pray to God, and then I said, God, like, I made my decision the last night, that morning, the last day. It's like a time when I asked God to like talk to me, and all I heard was a big no in my dream, and like I woke up. And I was relieved, and like I came to the press conference. I had a press conference too, because I had to make my decision. Like the radio, the press conference set up, like, and Coach Cruz was smiling. He's like, you make a decision? I didn't say yeah. He said, all right, go ahead. I'm gonna ask you. And after that, I told Quest, I say, I know what I'm gonna do. And after that, I think Quest thought I was leaving, but I said I'm gonna stay. And I stayed 1 year, and I trusted, and then it all worked out for me.
And that year was
the
massive.
Year I broke out. And that's the year I broke out, and then after that, I think what really turned for me that year is like we played, I think, it was a game against Oral Roberts. Because the year was going okay. I'm not going to lie. It was going okay. We like top 10 in the nation. And like one game, I was like, man, like I need to average like 20. Because I already Big 12 player of the year. I averaged like 17 or something like last year. And I was like, I need to average 20 to like, get to like to the NBA, be a top 15, top 20 pick, like want to be like certified top first round pick. And like Coach Kruger, like against Oral Roberts, he's like, we like winning like 16 or something. And I was like, like the last 8 minutes of the game, he's like, oh, you're not going back in? He's like, buddy. I said, I'm going back in. And I didn't run off like, I had like 16 or 18 or something like that, or maybe 12 or something like that. And I ran off like 18 or 20 straight and ended up with 30. And I was like, bro, you can do every night. What are you doing? And like that mental like switch in my head, every night, and I just started running it off. And then we went to the Maui, and not the Maui tournament. We went to this tournament in Maui. Hawaii, and like I just started running it off. We had like 29, 28. And after that, it started being 30, and it's like 31, and 34, and like it's Kansas, and it's 46, and it's 30. And I was like, man, and it's like LSU against the number one, and then Ben Simmons. It's like, because he was the number one player. And I was like, another opportunity, run off. And after that, I was like, I look on the draft board, I was like, oh, I saw I bumped up to 14 after the 46. And I'm like, oh, he's a top 5 pick. Stop, I'm like, quit. I was like, I'm stopping. I say, no, I can't stop, because then like, I'll just be like a little cop out, like Lee might say, no, like I'm gonna keep going. I didn't want to stop. I was like, man, like, you start like, your dreams start coming true. It's like, yo, like, it's really happening. So I just took advantage of opportunities, and I just tried to like be locked in. And then the NCAA tournament coming, I was like, man, like, for me, I was like, yo, what can I do to be the number one pick? And like, coach said, you just gotta go crazy, you gotta go crazy. And I said, all right, bet. And I went crazy. But then after that, I think we played Villanova. I don't even talk. I hate talking about this. We were too relaxed. We beat them early in the year. We were too relaxed, and we feel like, okay, like we're going to the national championship game. We already beat them, and we were too relaxed. And then we just, not knowing that they were so ready for us. And Jay Wright, I mean, like, he had a good scouting report. Like, he's like, let everybody beat.
They were hoping you'd take them lightly.
Yes, we did, and we did. And like, cause we always like, we already beat them, like, and like they were on a roll, and like we just. Drop. I mean, like, we dropped a big egg. Like, they beat us like 40 something. I was like, damn, like, and after that, and I realized, like, my college career is over. And I cried a lot, because then after that, it's like, what's next? That's like the NBA. And like,
that's a pretty big what's next.
Yeah, but like, it was so like bitter. It was like bittersweet, because like, I felt bad for the guys, because like yes, like, I was promised something already, kind of, sort of,
Yes.
Just going by what everybody had me objective. But like I look at my guys like Ryan, Isaiah, like they out like they were not promised the NBA like how I was promised the NBA. So I felt like damn, like I understand like that's how the world goes, So I was like, damn, like it's really it for them too, And Isaiah's playing ball. It was overseas, and Isaiah he got drafted too at 50 something from the Sacramento Kings, but like. I was thinking about like, we had really a good team, like when you play with a group of guys, it was so special, like, and like you don't really get to have that bond every day, like you just like that friendship, and you lose that. That's like I was more worried about. I was worried about my coaches, and I was worried about like the freshmen, like who had a chance. Like I was like, yo, like don't take this lightly. I was like, my mind was still there, and like I just feel like I just connected with those guys so much that I think that I would never find a bond like that again, because it meant so special, and like. That's what I was more sad about than, because we had so much fun, especially my last year, and like me making that gamble. I won't say gamble, making that godly decision with God Timmy made that, no, you just trusting his work, and just trusting like and that somebody really work hard, and like that one game that switch over my head was like, yo, you can do this every night, and I try to apply that every day, and like sometimes in the NBA, like I might have a good game, and then you have a bad game, and then you have a good game, you have a couple good games going. You're like, man, like, okay, it's going on. And after you just drop back to bad games, and you're trying to find that consistency. It's so hard, because the league is so tough, and like you're playing with like guys who in college who you're somewhat dominant in, and now you playing the guys grown men that were like superior than you, more athletic than you, playing the best of the best. So it's been a fun challenge my whole career, but I would never trade for nothing in the world though.
When you do go back to the Bahamas, and I know you go back sort of every chance you can get. What's it like to sort of walk those same streets where you were taking care of the court, or building your own court, or getting yelled at by the older people on your street? Can you feel those memories sort of physically when you're walking through where you grew up?
Yeah, and it gets emotional sometimes for me. I don't really cry a lot, but I think that gets emotional when I get there, and I see it for myself, and I get my shades on a lot when I'm in Bahamas. And like, I think my sister caught me crying one time, I think at a camp, and I was like, yo, this is crazy, because like, I really said I was gonna do it, and I'm doing it, and that's saying and I never do to like prove nobody wrong. I prove myself right, that I can do it, and that's what's like the joy of that, like prove myself right, I can do it, and like No, like, you know, like anybody can doubt you. It's fine, but you proving yourself right is like the biggest accomplishment I feel like any person can go through. Is where you have a test and you just you trying to pass that test and you never pass that test and you just need this one test to get over the hump to get your degree or whatever, and you know you can do it and like you just proving yourself right that you can like accomplish this and I never want to like. That's why I never call nobody names who like people who doubt me because I never want to put them in the best because if they didn't doubt me, I wouldn't be in the same body today. So that's why I always wanted to prove myself right that this is something that I want to take the challenge on. And yeah, I might fail a lot of times, but most times like I know that I didn't fail the scheme of life, you know, and that I want to accomplish. There's a lot of things I have to accomplish, I have to get right with for myself. But as of now, I feel that, you know, I did well so far. And there's still more room to improve, I feel like. And the NBA is just so short, you know. This is not all my life. People might define me because of my career and what I've done and what they remember me about, but I feel like after basketball is more to life than this. So I have to, when that time comes, I have to find that next thing that I can prove myself right about. Whereas just taking care of my kids or taking care of the community or just being a successful man around this world, like I gotta prove myself right that I can still go on and be still relevant in this world. Because it's not gonna be basketball. Because the wheels fall off and the all dies down. You know, he's not gonna be playing forever. So just trying to find that, navigate to the next step where I can keep proving myself right, where I can still can be competitive and still have joy in it.
Listen, next time you go back, I hope you're not afraid to take your sunglasses off because I would be emotional too.
I'm gonna keep it on.
Okay, fine. But you deserve those emotions that you feel. And I think everybody hopefully can take away the idea of not trying to prove other people wrong, but proving yourself right. We're so proud of you. Thank you for sharing these stories.
Are you proud of me now?
Buddy Hield, thanks for joining us on Courtside Comparisons presented by NerdWallet.
Thank you.